My name is Matthew Sorensen, and I'm a captain with the City of Everett, Washington Fire Department, where I've worked for the last 18 years, and I'm bisexual.
I am the Public Outreach Coordinator for Everett Office of Emergency Management. My childhood was like many other people's childhood. I was the youngest of three. I had two older brothers, and my parents worked very hard to provide a good, stable, and healthy environment for us. I grew up here in Western Washington in a small town.
I grew up in Billings, Montana, and I came from kind of a small family, Catholic family. I have an older brother, and I had a twin sister. Well, Billings is a pretty conservative little town, and I didn't really know any gay people. I didn't know any adult gay people, and I knew a few gay people in high school, but none that were actually out. And so mostly I just tried to fit in.
Typical latchkey kid in Southern California, dysfunctional family, and I was also raised a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, also known as Mormons. I remember being in school, asking girls out, feeling natural, feeling like everything was the way it was supposed to be, and then going to church and being told I was wrong or that there was something wrong with me.
It's a very, very difficult conflict, and one side of it is, wait a minute, this is who I am. And the other side of it is, maybe they're right and maybe I'm damaged.
I guess I have known since I was probably a toddler that I didn't really, I didn't fit in quite. I just didn't like all the same things other girls are supposed to like dresses. I hate wearing dresses. They make me cry.
Well, I'm bisexual, and I realize I'm attracted to men at exactly the same time I realize I'm attracted to women, which is to say puberty, I guess, like everybody else. At that time, I certainly would not have chosen that, and it was terrifying, and I struggled with it a great deal.
So I came out as gay when I was 19, so not long after high school. And I think I definitely realized that I was attracted to women when I was still in high school. But it didn't really occur to me I was going to do anything about that until I got out of that environment, until I was sort of more free to be an adult. I think that was a big part of my decision to leave the Midwest, and a big part of my decision to stay here on the West Coast. Coming out to people you've known your whole life is really difficult.
Before I came out to friends and family, my personal life was agony. I spent high school hating myself and trying to deny who I am, and at that time I was afraid that if I was discovered, I would have been abandoned by friends and bullied and probably beaten up.
I was very uncomfortable with it. I knew that everyone around me didn't really accept that. People were not accepting at all, and so I just kept it to myself, and that's a hard life.
I think the fire service has remained one of the last places where it's difficult for LGBT people to come out, because just traditionally the fire service has attracted a lot of macho men. And there's this idea that to be anything other than heterosexual somehow diminishes your masculinity.
One of the sayings I often repeat about the fire service is that it's 200 years of tradition unimpeded by progress. And I think sometimes that's really true.
I think there's a misconception that being gay is weak, and it's not. And that's partly society's fault. That's kind of trickling into our culture in the fire service. But I think we're changing it. I think the new generation that's coming in is very forthcoming with the fact that they're not going to tolerate that type of behavior. So it's going to take some time, but it's getting there.
Now, in 2014, I think it's obvious that those macho characteristics are not the exclusive domain of straight men. Firefighters are hands-on, can-do, rugged, strong people, and it turns out you don't have to be straight to possess those characteristics.
I believe that the Everett Fire Department has grown over the last 38 years of my career. When I began, the department was primarily white, and its primary interest was to create a department that all looked alike, to create a department where we all thought the same way. I believe now the department is very interested in diversity and in the benefits of diversity. I believe the department is interested in each individual's experiences, and it's those experiences that make us a stronger department. I am Murray Gordon, Chief of the Everett Fire Department, and I'm here to tell you it definitely gets better.
You know, when I first became mayor, one of the first things I did was create a mayor's advisory on diversity. I felt it was important to lead by example, to make sure that our citizens felt that this was a welcoming city. I think we've made a lot of progress. I see some very positive examples in the hiring that we've done, in the performance of departments, being more open, always more to do. But I really feel we've made some really very positive strides.
The city makes it clear that discrimination is not something that's acceptable via our policies and I think our practices in the fire stations. The Everett Fire Department is probably not the poster child for like diversity, but I think when you get below just skin deep, there's a lot of diversity here in how people's lives have been lived and their points of view, et cetera. And as we're hiring and as people get to know each other, I think you find that there's even more here, there's more diversity than it appears at face value.
Just saying certain words like, oh my gosh, that's so gay, you know, just those terms, I've learned to change my own ways to that feeling that that's not acceptable anymore, to use that term for certain things around the fire station. So it has changed a lot for me. Things that were acceptable just 5 years ago aren't acceptable today. And I embrace those changes because I understand how that could feel towards gays and lesbians.
You know, one of my friends recently, you know, came out as being bisexual, and it was met with kind of a collective shrug. And you know, I discussed with him before he came out what that was going to be like, and his experience is going to be like, and I think based on the past, I thought it was going to be more of a big deal, and it kind of wasn't. And that was really encouraging to me. That was really uplifting, and it made me realize, like, wow, we have come a long ways.
I came out to my fire department family just this past June over Pride weekend, actually, and the response was just better than anything I could have hoped for. I had nearly a third of the department emailed me their support. I had people coming up to me for weeks afterwards and phone calls. The LGBT community keeps knocking down those old stereotypes and showing that we can be soldiers, we can be police, we can be firefighters. Jobs that were traditionally thought of as straight men's jobs, we can do just as well.
It's going to take courage because you know, there's people still hold whatever views they hold. I think it's changed. I think it's gotten much better. We don't tolerate discrimination or bullying. And so we want to encourage and welcome people from every aspect and every walk of life.
One of the other things is just our culture has changed so much. It was a granddaughter of mine who was 16 at the time who called me all excited because gay marriage was now legal in Canada. And that was when I was single, so I mean, my kids definitely knew who I was and my grandkids. And it was my granddaughter who was, oh, so excited. Grandma, can you believe we've finally gotten there? Isn't that wonderful?
There's always more room for more gay people in the fire service, and I would love to work with more gay people. It has gotten a lot better since I came out. Life is really good now. I'm free to be myself. I don't have to keep secrets. I don't have to, you know, sneak around. and it really lifts the weight off your shoulders.
To come out to somebody, I think, takes away their power to ever shame you. And not necessarily people that want to do that, but you take away that from them. They don't even have that option anymore. And you kind of claim that power for yourself.
It's gotten better for me because first and foremost that I've just accepted myself. I'm gay, this is the way it's gonna be. That's the way it is, and I wouldn't want it any other way.
It's so much easier to not hide who I am. So much easier. It takes so much less energy.
Anyone who wants to come into the fire service as gay and lesbian, definitely go for it. This is a profession that if you have the passion for it, you would love it, you would want to be here, and you may feel a little worried, but at one time, being a black male coming to the fire service, I was worried. Once I got here, people's attitudes change. It does get better. Come to the Everett Fire Department. We're here for you.
We need you. We really need you. There is a lack of visibility and voices. Coming out in America and coming out in the American Fire Service are not the same thing, and I get that. But if there was one message, if they saw this, I just want them to hear me say, we're here and we need more of you, and when you're ready, we will welcome you with open arms.
The world has changed and continues to change, and there are a lot of people out here who will love you and accept you exactly the way you are. And I'm one of them. And if you dream of a career as a firefighter and you have what it takes, then know that me and my fire department will accept you exactly the way you are. So hang in there, because it gets much better.
Take one.
Oh, no, let's go to take 2 already.
When you get a lot of males together, it just they just have a certain type of male attitude, and so you're gonna have to repeat that question back to me, because I don't know where I got.
No, I think that's good. A little lower. Perfect. Very official.
Take off my nose.
Don't screw this up, Chad.
Pressure's good to me.
The mayor didn't look very happy with how you clapped him.
Really close.
You can't hear my heartbeat, can you?
160.
Like 150.
150.
Tacking along nicely.
So, does it get better?
It gets better. I don't know what I don't know. Yeah, these will get better.
Okay.
It's wonderful.